Hello you guys, long time no see. I haven't made a video in a very long time. Life has been crazy. I don't know if I mentioned on my channel before, but I was engaged and I got married June 7th, 2025. So this June, and we did all the planning, all the DIYs, all the things ourselves, arranged flowers, like did the whole thing. I'll just put some pictures up on the screen of some of the flower arrangements that I did, as well as help with other people and stuff. So things were super busy. Just honestly, my spring and like beginning summer garden, I just need to get things done, and I didn't have time to make videos. So the garden is thriving. I will be doing a garden tour here very soon, so you can see what it's looking like in August. I'm honestly shocked at how well everything looks, because we had the longest stretch of 90-degree days in history in South Carolina, like mid-June to July. So I think it was like 42 days or something in the 90s, which doesn't sound horrible if you just say in the 90s, but most of the days were 95 degrees, and the feels like was at least 100 degrees, if not 110 or whatever. So the plants actually did pretty good, and I think that has to do a little bit with the fact that I brought in new soil this spring and like put it on all of my beds. The vegetable garden this spring and even this summer is struggling a little bit. Peppers are doing really good as always, but tomatoes are nowhere near what they were last year. I was getting like buckets full all the time at this point last year, and they were completely over my trellis. And that is not the case this year. So I'm really hoping that, you know, this late summer into fall, I get a lot of tomatoes. But what we're talking about today is fall gardening. And if you haven't fall gardened before, I highly recommend trying it. My experience last year was not incredible, but people say, especially in the South, and even if you were in a cooler climate, you can get some really good crops in the fall, because the temperatures are actually working in your favor for a lot of these crops, such as like brassicas, which are like broccoli and cauliflower and stuff like that, that want those cooler temperatures to make those big heads, and so they won't bolt on you as quickly. So I'm really hoping I can grow my own stuff this year. I'm going to be starting a lot of seeds here maybe today or tomorrow, so that I can get a jump start on everything. The other thing I'm going to be doing, other than just like fall vegetable gardening, is I want to grow a lot of my ornamentals. So last year I bought flats of like pansies or violas. I bought ornamental kale and cabbage, and I still might go to this one of my favorite plant sales around here. It's the Spartanburg Community College does a plant sale every fall and spring. This spring I was not able to go because I was actually back in Michigan for our bridal showers, like couple showers, stuff like that. So I wasn't able to go. But last fall I got so much stuff for really cheap, which is incredible. But I also just like want to experiment since I'm home this whole fall. Like I'm not going anywhere. Last year I was gone every single month. So I actually can baby seedlings this fall summer into fall. So long story short, I want to try my own and see what I can get. And it's obviously way more cost effective to grow seeds yourself than it is to buy flats of things. So I'm going to start here with showing you guys what seeds I'm going to be growing as far as like ornamentals, flowers, kales, cabbages, things like that. Here in South Carolina, all of this stuff will survive the entire winter. If you are further north, it might be like, depending on how harsh your winter is, some of it might survive for you and some might not. So you could start this stuff and you could have it all through fall until you get like really heavy snow loads. And then it'll go away and stuff like that. And you could honestly start more for the spring, or, you know, as far as pansies go, or you could just not, you know. So anyway, let's start with pansies, and I'm also going to be doing snapdragons. Last year I got a whole flat of snapdragons, and they just kind of sat there in the fall. They like looked pretty. They did one bloom, and then the winter, and I think honestly I didn't water them enough in the winter. That is one thing I'm going to be better about this year, is watering the in-ground stuff. My pots of pansies and stuff did a lot better last year. So I'm going to be trying that this year. But I want to try to grow my own snapdragons for the fall time. So we'll see how this works. Some of mine that I grew or had from the flats are actually still alive. So some of them just completely fizzled out. So snapdragons, I'm going to try. I think these ones are okay. Let me see if this says the F whatever. So I'm going to try these two since I have them anyway. This one's from Roar Seeds. It's the maximum mixed colors, so it's like a variety. Same with this one, which is from Johnny's. This is their hybrid snapdragon. So I just have a bunch of seeds. I'll probably end up using majority of these, and I'll probably try to do an entire flat of snapdragons again. The great thing about those is if they don't really do anything in the fall, like I said, in the spring, they will be glorious. Violas though, I have two. So I grew these, I think, last year. I think I have a couple of these left. These are the Nature Antique Shades Hybrid Viola from Johnny's. Then we also have another one that I got maybe I think I got them last summer and I wanted to try it for last fall, but then I was gone all the time. So I never got them actually. Or did them. These are the All Smear king size mix, and I'll try to put the pictures on the screen for you guys so you can see what they look like. That is my one downside with Johnny's seed packets is they don't have pictures, but I love the way they have all the information on the back. So you win some, you lose some. Next I have two from Rare Seeds, and pansies I'm going to try to go all out, to be honest, and try to get them all over the landscape, all over the pots, all that kind of stuff, just because it's one of my favorite things to have flowers actually in the winter here. You might as well if you live in a warm climate. So we have Celestial Blue, which is supposed to be more of a blue. We'll see, which is rare in the garden. And then these ones, I'm not usually a purple fan, but I liked how it was like white with purple like that. Like a really deep purple center. And this says it's supposed to be 8 to 10 inch tall plants with 3-inch flower heads, which seems insane. So that would be really cool. I don't know how big the flower heads on these ones are, but they looked beautiful. So we'll see. Then we have, so we got pansies and violas, and we have snapdragons. And then we have kale and cabbage. So I also got these from Rare Seeds. I really like Rare Seeds if I'm not going to do a big order because they have free shipping. So, and they always throw in like free seed packets. So like one of the carrots that I'm gonna grow this fall for my garden, which I don't love carrots, but we'll talk about that in a minute. This was a free seed packet from them. So that's always fun. Like you just get free seeds to try. Okay, so I got two types of kale, and I believe these are both you can eat. Yes, you can eat both of these, but they also are so beautiful. So I love this dark one, and it's supposed to just deepen the color when the temperature like drops. It's supposed to be very cold tolerant and somewhat heat tolerant, which is good in my climate because we fluctuate a lot. And then this one, it says the texture and flavor is really good on this one too, but I just, again, thought it was beautiful. It has like that purple throat, which I loved ones that I had like that last year. So I just thought these were beautiful, and I could have them all around and then just eat kale all year. And I don't have to have these in my vegetable garden if I don't want to, if I'm like growing other big things. So thought that was kind of like a 2-for-1. Same with this cabbage. I'm planning to put this in my actual like in ground instead of in the beds because heads are so big. So I want to save my vegetable garden area because I only have 2 beds for like broccoli and cauliflower, and then like the cabbage and kale can go in my other beds. And these grow pretty big. Like it says to space 18 inches apart. Very cold hardy again, and I've never actually grown cabbage, so thought it could be fun. So those are all the like ornamentals slash, you know, I can also eat the kale and cabbage. Now we're going to go into some of the things that I'm starting inside early that like have to be started early. There's some of these things that I don't have to start yet, but I might just to like I don't know, experiment. Okay, so first up, we have all of our like brassicas, all the things that make heads, all the things that are gonna grow and take a while to mature and make those big heads. So we have cauliflower. These are from Dollar Tree, all of these, I believe, except for the Brussels sprouts. We're not. But this says 65 to 70 days to harvest. Just, you know, your cauliflower. So we got a cauliflower, we've got a broccoli, we've got, like I said, Brussels sprouts, which hopefully we can get some Brussels sprouts. Those ones take the longest out of these two, 85 to 100 days. So we might be pushing on that one, but we'll see. And then cabbage, I also got this one, which is a compact variety is what it says. So we shall try that as well. And then we also have dwarf blue curled kale, another kale. And then we have Swiss chard, which my Swiss chard has not been doing as good this year. So anyway, I'm going to do a fall crop of that. I'm going to start all of those ones inside. So those are all the things that I'm going to be starting inside. So as far as vegetables go, I'm not going to be starting a whole lot inside. I mean, it'll maybe be a big quantity, but it won't be like as big, if that makes sense. Okay, so then I'm also going to direct sow, probably here pretty soon, some peas. These need time to get going in order to develop their pea pods. So I've only ever done this in the spring, and it might be better in the spring, to be honest, because the pea pods aren't frost hardy, but the plants are, if that makes sense. So I'm going to just experiment because I just like snap peas. So I have a sugar snap and an Alaska pea. And then radishes I'm also going to try this fall. These are going to be after a little bit of time, like once temps actually get cooler, because these can harvest in 20 to 30 days. So you could do a bunch of successions of them. And then same with the carrots. I'm going to wait a little while to sow these, but I'm definitely going to be doing carrots as well. And then at some point in August, I will direct sow some cilantro. Cilantro does better in the cool seasons. I will also direct sow some dill. I just harvested this myself from my own plants, I think last year. So definitely do some dill and cilantro. Have a bunch of that as well. All right, then I'm also going to direct sow later in August some lettuces and spinach. So I have some spinach seed that I've saved myself. I have some giant noble spinach, mustard greens, arugula. I actually have a bunch of arugula that's self-seeded in the garden already, which is awesome. Oh yeah, I have more kale in here too. Let's try these. And then a bunch of different types of lettuce. Salad bowl lettuce, iceberg lettuce, a spicy mix, Grand Rapids leaf, that kind of stuff. I love lettuces, so I might try, I don't know. It's an experiment with lettuces because it's going to be too hot probably to sow them right now. I might try like some in a pot or something on my front porch where it doesn't get as much sun. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I definitely need spinach. Arugula is a must for me. I just love it so much. And then lettuces in the fall. I'm really hoping to have a lot because I didn't have as much in the spring. So anyway, that's kind of all that I'm doing. It's a lot, to be honest. But the main things that I really want to try to get right are all the ornamentals growing myself. And then the like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, that kind of thing. I really would like to try to get that right this year and have a good fall harvest since I do have time inside. So those are my goals as far as growing for things this fall, and hopefully it all works out. If not, it's fun and you're not out that much money because of you're just starting seeds. So anyway, look out for the garden tour. I'm excited to show you guys what everything looks like right now. It's definitely the best year in the garden. This is year 3. The summer is year 3 and things are looking really good, and I'm excited to show you guys. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye guys.